I like to make playlists. I like to make playlists that fit certain emotions or situations, but I don't give them a name that means anything to anyone else. I give them a name that kind of describes how that feels. So this one, sort of easygoing, slightly angry, sort of angsty punk, you know. So what we have in here, and all of the links to these playlists will be in the description. Starts off strong with Devo. You're going to see it's peppered with Amyl and Sniffers. Very, very big fan of that group. Just absolutely huge fan of them. And it's got the classics peppered in, you know, bit of the Sex Pistols, bit of the Toy Dolls, Dead Kennedys, Cock Sparrow. These are things that you're going to find on a lot of these playlists. And a lot of these songs are kind of these songs you would generally have on a playlist, if you know what I mean. This is like a general duty, medium angst punk playlist, I suppose. And I think that it's interesting. I think that it plays quite well. And interestingly, it plays quite... It's like in Frasier where he says it doesn't matter, you know, it's eclectic. It doesn't matter if everything goes together. If it's all a good piece, it will all go together, you know. So there's a lot of different stuff in here. You might never have added certain things to a playlist like this, but, you know, I might not have added something that you might have added. It's all just about what occurs to you in the moment, I suppose. And I want you to listen to this. If you're into this type of music, or if you're not sure if you are, kind of a nice little intro into punk. You know, it's like safe punk that I can put on if someone who doesn't regularly listen to punk is in the car with me or something like that. There is a lot of hip-hop out there, and there's a lot of hip-hop that I like, and then there are sort of 15 that I like to listen to over and over and over and over and over again. And this is just down to my tastes, honestly. MF Doom is here in tribute form and as himself. I don't like this suggesty bit. I don't like it at all. It really doesn't do very well for me. Because I have very specific ideas of what I want to put in these, and they might not be like logic based. They might just be things I like, you know. But they all, again, they kind of all go together. They're all very good pieces of music. I'm going to put the link to this as well. And this is kind of like my scratch the brain itch, play again and again and again, the playlist. This gets played a lot, a real lot. Especially the Aesop Rock, Evil 9, Dell. Those are always going to get played a lot. But the two that get played the most, anytime I start this playlist, the first one I listen to is Microwave Mayo MF Doom. And then I listen to a fan of MF Doom, which is Microwave Mayo, done by Mos Def. And most people tell me they prefer the Mos Def version. And I think they're missing the point. But again, that's in my opinion. Everyone has a different opinion on music, and like everything is valid. It's music, it's art. Like if you prefer one thing over the other, you're not wrong. No one's wrong. Even if you disagree with someone, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, they're not wrong. No one's wrong. Stop fighting about music. Actually, had someone in my comments doing the, oh, if you really have listened to all of Korn's music, then name 5 songs. It's like, no. Well, we don't need that energy in our lives. Anyway, everyone's opinion is valid, so let's just move on. So this one's a bit of a energizer, you know, it's got those real bangers that'll energize you. Like, this is super safe punk. This is stuff that you can play to pretty much anyone. Got a bit of like medley stuff in there, I suppose, as well, like whatever. It's all good. Interrupters, really good. I was really stoked when I first heard On a Turntable. And again, these are not like super deep dives or anything like that. This is another just feel good playlist that really is just one after the other, just a really good song. And then it gets a little like angrier as it gets deeper. Because generally I'm listening to these when I drive, you know? And the further into a road trip you get, you sort of start getting a bit like drowsy, or, you know, like you need a break. And these will really keep you sort of like engaged and enjoying your life. It doesn't make me angry. It's just kind of gets the energy up. It's really good stuff. So that kind of kicks off quite quickly in this playlist. There's some really nice tunes on here. No effects, social distortion, some things that are accessible to everyone and everyone's heard at some point, which is really nice. Nice when everybody knows in the car on a road trip what's being played. This is a very bicycle-centric playlist that I've made. This one is massively about bicycles. You've got to understand, I'm a bit of a fanatic. And these songs are, for me, really good for bicycle riding of any kind. You know, BMX or commuting or road riding or bloody enduro, whatever you're riding, these are really good for riding. There's just something about them that are really good. And it's a lot across a lot of different genres. And I think the cyclists that are listening to this, please go and listen to this while you ride your next ride and tell me how it goes. You can do a nice long ride. It's 2 hours, 20 minutes. You don't have to muck about at any point, you know? So again, in my playlists, these are sorted in order of what I prefer. And what's nice is in all of these music apps, you can actually change the order to suit you as well, or you can just bang it on shuffle. Because like I say, they all kind of go together in a sense. Sometimes I like a bit of electronic music, and I've got this one that has a lot of stuff that you can't even find on Spotify. Like this, Future Ducks of London. Try and find that on Spotify. You just can't. Why Psytrance has become shit. Like, you can't find that. At least I can't find that on Spotify. If you can, cool. Share. So, again, these are named things that mean something to me. The descriptions are things that remind me of something. So don't worry too much about that. Just enjoy the music. This Highlight Tribe Free to Bet Vinny Vici remix, this is something that my wife cannot sit still. If this is playing, she's not sat still. It's just very infectious. Shout out to the Simkin. She's awesome. Occasionally I'll open these and there'll be a deadie, you know, like something that's somehow gotten in there from something else that I've maybe accidentally saved or whatever. So I'm just going to remove those as I go. It's all about curation. Sometimes I'll do a playlist that's just specific songs that I like from specific groups the most. So here, you've got the Toy Dolls, Worst Things Happen at Sea, Deirdre's a Slag, God Bless You, My Son, Carol Dodds, PC Stoker, James Bond Lives Down Our Street. If you know me very well, you'll know my favorite on this list. Dun, dun, dun. Do you know which one it is? It is Don't Drive Your Car Up Draycott Avenue. Oh, absolute banger. Please go and listen to this one. Very good. Very good. Silly, but really good. You know, like kind of casual punk. It's really nice. I have some metal type genre tracks in this one because this is like there's someone's hacked me off playlist. When I need to blow off some steam, this is what comes blasting through the headphones. Got a lot of stuff that I listen to regularly. Pantera, Giza, Lamb of God. I listen to those more than anything, I would say. Big shout out to Chris Califano. Emo. I remember building bikes with him, and he was my workshop manager for a while, and he'd play Cannibal Corpse. And when I listen to these tracks, I think of him, you know, very good lad, bloody talented bicycle mechanic, bloody talented winter sport mechanic too. And a lovely dude, just genuinely good guy. This King 810 thing, I'm not entirely sure about, but it's in there because, like, they're good tunes. Like, Vendettas is really good, but it's very niche. Like, you've got to massively be in the mood for something like that. I suppose Cannibal Corpse is kind of the same. Like, you've got to be in a bit of a Cannibal Corpse-y mood, don't you? Kenny Hoopler's insane. if you haven't listened to Kenny Hoopla, go and listen to Kenny Hoopla. This is a good playlist to get kind of acquainted with Kenny. Some really good stuff, like everything that's come out of Kenny Hoopla is really good. So, you know, I haven't updated this in a long old time, so it would be good if you went and listened to this. I listen to this a hell of a lot, and you'll notice these are unlisted, so you're only going to find these if you listen to this episode, or, you know, at least look at the description. This is my playlist I have of songs that have been sent to me by my good friend, Mr. Hanky, and big up BMX Direct, South Africa and Thailand, and these are some really good tunes. Sean Lee, if you don't know, is an amazing drone pilot. He's a flatland BMXer. He's the godfather of South African BMX, in many people's opinion. And he is a bit of a legend, and he sends me tunes, and I bang him into this playlist because it's really good as well. It's like a lot of it is hip-hop, a lot of it is like a very specific type of hip-hop. But it's such a good playlist. We've got Prof, we've got Axiom. I am also looking at Ramson, Bad Bones, Mr. Traumatic. Like, some of these are pretty ruthless, pretty interesting. I don't, again, like, you know, always listen to everything on the list, but I tell you what, you put this on shuffle and you go for a bike ride, or you go for a walk, or something along those lines. You need something to hype you up in the morning. A good list. One of the nice things about YouTube Music over Spotify is you get access to some of those oddball, peculiar mashup songs that YouTubers make. And I've got a list of them here, and it's ridiculous. Like this Bill Withers and Pantera, so good, so actually brilliantly good. You need to go and listen to this. Like, a lot of these I won't really listen to that often. They're just there for like comic relief. Rammstein, Lady Gaga is ridiculous. Motley Reeves and the Cruellas, like, you kidding? But this Bill Withers and Pantera, Use Mouth for War, man, it's ridiculous. It's just too good. It works on so many levels. Those are some of my favorite playlists. I want you to go and listen to them, work through as many as you're interested in, and let me know in the comments what you think. I don't entertain just people flaming. I'm not interested in that. I don't prove my fandom. I don't, you know, whatever. I like what I like, and I don't what I don't, and I'm just a person who likes certain things. I'm going to love you and leave you. Hope you have a good time. I'm going to go and listen to some Rain.